To tell you the truth, I am a little bit nervous today because we have officially registered for Microcon. It's a super exciting time. I am personally eager to get there, but at the same time, we have a lot to prep now. So I have just taken all the amount that was on my plate and like thrown a whole bunch more on. So that's why I'm coming to you guys for help. I want to come for your advice. I know in the micronational community, Microcon is a huge thing, and so there are going to be a ton of ideas floating around there for, oh, well, if I was going to Microcon, I would have done it like this. That micronation did it weird because they didn't do it like this and this. This is how you should be doing it. This is how you should interact with other nations. This is how you should be doing everything that you're interested in. So for me, I am very, very excited to come to you guys and ask for help because I know there's some good ideas out there. I know there's some solid stuff. I have some personal plans that I'm like ready to get going, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how to do that. So the more that you guys can help me out, the more that you guys can appreciate that. Sorry about that, guys. We just had a little bit of a glitch. I had to like exit out of some apps on my phone so that maybe the connection is a little bit better. Let me know how the connection is going. Torrance said, hello. Hey, Beer to Will said hello. Hey, Beer to Will. Hey, Huntia. Hey, Torrance. Hey, Mazzaro. It's good to see you. Uh, Mazaris, I don't think I've seen you before in the stream. Thank you for joining us. Joking Games and Mohammed said hello from uh, Tajikistan. Mohammed, I am so glad to hear you have escaped Afghanistan. If you guys don't know, we've been following Mohammed's story on the channel here for a while, and we are so glad to hear that he has escaped under Taliban rule. That's a really scary place to be, and we're so fortunate to have him here speaking with us today. Again, guys, uh, I am excited to talk to you guys more about Microcon and the future of Aeternia, so I'm really excited to get some plans together. Connor Manisland said, some of my Micronation friends will be there. One of them is going to be bringing a picture of the Connor Manisland flag. Congratulations, I'm excited to see that. Good luck, and I hope it gets you a lot of recognition there. Tausani says, hey, AP, how do you think I can spread my micronation? It's becoming harder too. Absolutely. So that's one of the things that we've talked about in a lot of other videos. I will touch on that at some point. You know, we can come back and do another video specifically on that topic, but I don't want to like do part in and part out for you. If you really want to dive in depth, there are plenty of videos that we've discussed that on, specifically with how micronations are getting popular is one of the bigger ones that we've been talking about. This is a stream that we did a while back. We talked about that a little bit on some of the ones talking about our economies, talking about our culture. All of those videos, some of them edited videos, are a great way to dive into that. As well, one of them on the cure for sick micronations is a big one to watch for that. So we have a ton of ways for you to learn about how to grow your micronation, how to connect with others who may be interested in your micronation. But specifically, I want to talk about Microcon today. First off, 6L5T. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. Hello, it's good to see you. Connor Manisland, you need to have Eternian items on display. Absolutely. So that's one of the big important things that I have thought about. We're going to be doing a full display. We're going, we registered to have a static display table, so we're going to have a whole bunch of stuff on display. I also registered for us to do a speech. I talked in like February to the leader of West Arctica and Travis McHenry, and he told me that we should be able to speak, but we bought our ticket. That was with the plan of us buying like early bird registration tickets and all this stuff. However, we ran out of money this summer, so I had to wait until just now to buy our tickets, and even then it's a stretch. What I am setting up for right now is to ask him again and say, hey, have all the slots been taken up? Are we still able to speak? Or, have those spots been filled since the last time we talked? So I am excited to try to prep for that and get ready. One of the things that was weird on the Microcon site, I don't know if I did something wrong or what, but there's no place to like directly upload a picture of your micronation or its flag in the form. So I just filled out all the information and submitted it, but now I don't know like, oh, because I see on all the attendees on the attendees list for all the different micronations that there's a flag next to all the micronations. So I don't know if they just Google your flag and like throw it up there, or is it something where you have to like actually submit something to them. So I hope it's not going to be like a grandma's Facebook page where there's just that little like symbol of the cardboard cutout person as what our micronation is. But I'm excited to see what happens. I guess I'll have to email them and ask that question as well. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out stuff for Microcon. So we know we need Eternian stuff. I have a lot planned for it. I want to do taking and stealing um, some ideas from previous microcons as well as from Torrance, who brought this up for his own micronation. I want to do pamphlets. I want to create pamphlets and be able to hand them out, but I don't want them to just be any pamphlets. I want to make really special, nice pamphlets. So I'm trying to work on some ideas for that. On top of that, yes, I know we need to display a lot of Eternian stuff. I want to bring our wax seal. I want to bring our flag, of course. I want to bring our I want to bring some of our like paper items that Gray made for us at one point. I want to bring a lot of different stuff that represents Eternian culture. I might bring some part of Eternia's land and vitae. There's going to be a significant amount there that I want people to be able to not only see and be excited by the like overall presentation of it, but I also want there to be a lot that people can come and touch and mess with and be excited about. The people draw their eyes to and go, oh wow, this is a really cool display. I can't wait to go and see what that micronation is about. And that's the thing that's wild for me. I think most people who are going to be there are going to be micronationalists, so they're probably going to have their own static display tables. They're probably going to have their own stuff set up. But I really want to try and entice other people to come over to our table and to really talk with us and interact with us. So there's going to be, I think, a lot of that going on. An attempt by us to devise ways to pull more people in, and that's going to be the big effort. The thing that I want to start with, of course, is that static display table and trying to figure out, okay, knowing what we're trying to go for in showing off Eternia, how do we design that display table to be cool and exciting? We may need to get a poster board, but because we're going to be flying, we're not sure that we're going to be able to like bring the poster board and everything else like that on the plane. We'll probably have to like pack things and then maybe buy a poster board there. There's going to be a bit of figuring out there. Um, uh, Everybody said hi. Tausania says, okay, I'll check it out. Thank you very much, Tausania. Hunt Bars says hi from Central Europe. Hello, Hunt. It's good to see you. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm excited to see you. If you don't know, we're the Empire of Eternia, and we are trying to develop our plan for Microcon. So if you're interested in hanging out with us and learning more about us, please subscribe. Please like the video because it helps to spread it out and get more people in the chat. As well, it helps to spread the great word of micronationalism. So as we continue, I need your help. People who are in Europe, I'm sure you guys have thought of coming to Microcon at some point. I know you have your own like micro summit. And so I really want to learn from the best and the professionals on how to go about this. Huntia said, I can't go to Microcon because I'm in Scotland. Yes, Huntia, I can imagine that's pretty difficult. We're on the other side of the United States. It's literally on the opposite side of the United States for us, so we're having to spend a lot of money to travel as well. Not as far as Scotland, of course, but still pretty far. So I am excited to be able to have the opportunity to go. I'm, a bit concerned about it, but we're ultimately going to be doing our best to try and show up and make a name for ourselves there. Raz said Scotland. Huntia said yes. Tausani said fly there. Yeah, but it's so expensive. I'm trying to figure out all of our stuff right now to pay for it. It's a lot. Raz says love the place, at least from what I've heard of it. Absolutely. Huntia said cost too much. It really does. It costs a ton. Torrance says, I want royalties. LOL. Yeah, if we were selling them, you'd get some royalties. But man, I can only give you props right now. Torrance says, long live Eternia. Thank you very much. In Eternia, we say Eternia forever. That's our motto, and that's our way to represent some love for Eternia. So I appreciate it, Torrance. Huntia says you should make royal stuff. Absolutely. So that's the thing that's interesting. We've had a lot of stuff develop over the years, so it's not like now all of a sudden we just make stuff to fit Microcon. We already have a ton that is a part of Eternian history. Of course, this outfit, I'm gonna be rocking it. I wanted to unveil like a new design on the outfit that Tiffany and I had been planning for quite some time. However, we're gonna not have the budget for it, so it's gonna be a really tight budget for us. So that being the case, we're not going to be able to unveil those at Microcon, unfortunately. However, we are going to be doing a lot with our static display table, and you guys will get to see the OG outfit if I get to speak. That being the case, in trying to plan some of the stuff for our poster board, let me see. Let me see. this is kind of like a poster board. So I'll set this up and we'll talk about it. Let's see. Can you guys see this? Oh, geez, this is huge. Oh, gosh. Okay. So we have this, right? It's lovely. I hope you like it. Uh, so what I want to do is I want to have this is kind of flimsy, and I want to see if we can get something like nice and thick. But I really want to be able to have like a oh, I want to have our flag, but I don't want to have our flag being the main centerpiece of everything. Our flag is pretty big. It's a flag that's meant to be flown outside and meant to deal with a lot of weather and stuff. So it's quite large, and I feel like if I put the flag up there, it's going to take up the space of our display. So what I really want to do is to have some kind of draping in the background, and then have a lot of Eternian items around here. And of course, we're going to have plenty on our table. I might end up draping the flag over our table, not right, on all the stuff, but maybe down in front. So we'll have to see how that plays out, how tall the table is, and if it's going to drag the ground and stuff like that, because that'd be a problem, right? So trying to do all that, it's really really imperative that we get this right, because there's a big part of it that is even though Eternia has been around for years, almost like an unveiling. This is our first time getting in a large group of other micronations, meeting face to face, and I hope this becomes a business opportunity for us. I really hope that once more people know about us, especially as we get to the point where hopefully we're talking to news stations and stuff like that, if there are any media there, that we will really be, or other people's YouTube channels and stuff like that, that we will really, really be able to kind of come into our own and show that off. So that being the case, I am again quite nervous about it, but I'm excited for what we can plan. The biggest concern that I have as of right now is what things do we choose to go and what things do we hold back, because we will have limited space. So obviously, I really want the flag there. I really want our wax melting kit. I'm going to bring some of Eternia's ingots to kind of show off from our metal refinery. I think that'll be nice, and it'll show off some Eternian handmade items. Um, Multiple things. Uh, Manu says, "I almost can't believe you're going to Microcon." Me either. It's legitimately I'm in awe. It's been so many years that we've been wanting to go and trying to go. There was one that was in Georgia, which was right next to us, and I couldn't afford to go. Like, it was too much. It was within like a year and a half or 2 years of us starting the channel, and I just could not afford to. So now we're going at almost 4 years on the channel, and we're finally able to go. This one's going to be a long, long way away. It would have been much nicer if this was one was in Georgia, because we would have just been able to drive over. But I'm still super excited. Again, it's going to be a big, big thing, but I can't wait to go. And it's just been a thing that I've seen for so long. One of the ways that I think a lot of people get into micronationalism is seeing Microcon. And so this is an opportunity for us to really kind of go and strut our stuff. And when people run into things like Microcon, especially the newest one, that a whole new batch of micronations will see Eternia up on that stage as well. So I'm really excited about that. I want to make a name for Eternia in a much larger way in the community, and I hope that this is the way to do that. I would say, and more importantly than that, a way to make connections with these other micronations. There are a lot of other micronations that, because I feel like when we approach micronations, I want us to have something to offer in the same way that I hope other micronations approach us. I felt like I really have difficulty reaching out to other micronations sometimes, especially larger ones, because while everybody's friendly and everybody's nice, and I have, had to reach out to some larger micronations, it always feels like a bit of a struggle, because I don't want to just shake hands and say, oh, we're friends. I want to really get into something that's going to help us grow and develop. Not all micronations are designed for that. Not all micronations plan for that. But I know that there's some that are, and I want to be ready for that. I want to be one of those. So in developing the Empire of Eternia, and in moving forward with not only representing myself here, but representing a whole swath of citizens, and really wanting to do them justice, I have to bring our culture to the forefront. Of course, I'm going to be wearing the iconic outfit. Of course, I am going to be trying my best to be cordial and be friendly to all the other micronations. Of course, I'm going to want to have fun and make sure that the other people there are having fun and are enjoying themselves. But I want some things that are going to be unique. I want some things that people are going to say, you remember that time that Eternia came to Microcon and they absolutely blew it out of the water? Like, you remember all the crazy stuff that they had that they were doing and all the exciting parts of their display and of their speech and all these things? I really, really want to use every ounce of, energy and time that we are given at Microcon to really bring people into this is the idea of Eternia. This is what it's all about. And I'm so excited. So, of course, I want to show off our micronational map. That's the other thing. One of the big ways that I have planned for developing our display table is to have our micronational map, to have, again, some of the paper products, some of the metal products that we've developed, some of the wax seal, obviously, for some of our stuff. I want to have these nice pamphlets. I want to have, our flag. I want to have a couple other things that I want to kind of keep in the reserves, kind of in secret. I might just show you guys the rest of our ideas. As we get like a day or two before Microcon, like I might start revealing some of the stuff, but I don't want to just yet. Again, I need some more prep. Connor Minisland said I can't go this year, sadly. I hope to go next year. Connor, that's a great point to bring up. Microcon is every 2 years. It's a biannual thing every 2 years, not twice every year. And so it is something that's difficult. Like I said, the last Microcon was one in 2018, actually. They were going to do it in 2020, but COVID hit. And so it was 2018 was the last Microcon, and then they tried to do it in 2020, but had to cancel it because of COVID. And then now we're in 2022, and they're doing the next one. So the next one will be in 2024 during the presidential election, or I guess right before the presidential election, which will be or after. Oh goodness, I'm getting my dates confused. But yes, it's something that's incredibly exciting for us, but I'm still like on the edge about because there's a lot that could go wrong, but more so than that, there's a lot that could be missed opportunity that I'm nervous about. Raz says Microcon must be a huge leap for you and Eternia AP. I wouldn't really understand the importance myself though. Yeah, Raz, I get that. So it kind of is and it kind of isn't. I feel like there are plenty of micronations who just have the opportunity to go to Microcon. Either they just have the disposable income, or they have been around micronations for so long, or they've developed a micronation for so long that it just feels natural to. So I think for a lot of those situations, it's not really like doing a ton of benefit. You know what I mean? I think the reason that it's a big leap for us is because it's an opportunity, just like for everybody else. If you go there just to enjoy the convention, then it's the same thing as if you went to an anime convention or you went to, a sci-fi convention or whatever else. It's really just you going to look at and enjoy the other micronations, which part of it is that for me. I'm a fanboy, so I want to go and hang out and shake hands and be like, oh my gosh, it's all these cool nations. But at the same time, part of it for me is an opportunity. I'm a leader of a micronation. I'm a leader of Eternia. So I want to show up and say, no, no, no. Not only am I, excited to be here with all these cool micronationalists, but I have something to pitch to them. These are people of power. These are people of importance. And I have an important message for them. I want to make sure that whether we have a speech or not, that I'm going to shake people's hand and I'm going to tell them, hey, I have a plan in place. Here's what we're trying to do. This is what Eternia is about. And this is how we're going to go about it. If you want to help us, if you're interested in development, we need to continue these talks more. We will have 3 days to make that pitch to people. The first day being, I think, just like a general introduction ceremony, something kind of light. The middle day will be, the displays and everything else, and then a banquet at night. And then the final day will be, I think, just like fun with some of the micronate, like it's like bowling or ice skating or something like that. I'm not sure how much we'll participate in that last day, but definitely for the first 2 days, we're going to be trying to hit it really, really hard. So really, we have like 2 days to pitch it. One being pretty light, so we're probably not going to be doing anything too crazy that first day. The second day is really this like one enormous, like there's back-to-back events that we're going to need to be at to make sure that we're really, really getting the message across of what we want to do and how we want to do it. This is, again, it's a big moment for Eternia, not because, oh wow, we're like getting to do it. It's one, an opportunity because, like I said, we're getting to meet these micronations. But two, it's something that we can do to show the world that we are developing, that we're serious, and that we are not only developing here locally. No, we're not only developing online, but we're developing with respect to other micronations. That, when people type the word micronation into Google, that our name needs to come up right alongside a whole bunch of others. That we want to start to be a face in micronationals, not just a face of Aeternia. So I think there's kind of some elevation there, some hope for growth there personally. Tausania says, we were planning to go to Microcon and saved up some money, however. The king was meant to go, but it looks like the king will abdicate from the throne. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Tausania. Again, it's really difficult. It's expensive. It's like $140 a ticket. At this point, with the early bird special thing, it was like 20%. So it was less. It was, a little over $100 a ticket, but still, it's expensive. It's really expensive to go. And it on top of that, especially if you're far away, flying is absolutely brutal. Having to pay for the hotel and all that is a lot. Robert says, "Hello, how are you?" Hey, Robert, it's good to see you. Raspberry said, "What happened to the king?" That is true, Tausania. What happened? Let us know. UASR said, "Hey, UASR, it's good to see you." Robert says, "Sorry for being so late. Sorry. You're all good, Robert. Thank you for hanging out. I'm excited to see you, and I appreciate you spending time with us. Again, we need your help to develop stuff for Microcon. I've been talking to people about kind of some of the ideas that I'm working with. One of my biggest things, which again, I hope that Torrance being here, I hope that you guys being here can help me with is our pamphlet. I really want to hear some of the things that you feel like really represent Eternia and mean a lot to you about Eternia, because those things that sold you on what we're doing and why we're doing it are the same things that I think are going to sell other people and are really going to show what it means to be Eternian. There are plenty of Eternian citizens who have given me their input and that we've talked a little bit. But as of now, you guys are also a part of this community. Even if you're not a citizen, people who have been supporting the channel, people who have been watching us, you guys know some about Eternia. And so I think part of the experience of being an Eternian is, being a part of this community. And so I think you guys have a lot to say about that. And I'm excited to see that. Raz says it's only 11 minutes. Yep, you're good. Mane says the event is held every 2 years. Yep. Robert says you and Tiff. Yes, Tiff and I are both going. As of right now, so that we could register and go ahead, I only bought one ticket, but I plan on buying the second ticket probably like a week before, right? Like coming real close to Microcon. Raz says maybe they should have multiple stations across the U.S. for Microcon. They should, but I think that would be really difficult and really expensive. They definitely should have like different like regional microcons, but I don't think enough people would attend. Like even on this one, I'll show you. So, Microcon 2022, you can look at all of the. You can't really see this super well, I'm sure, but you can kind of see all of the different attendees here. If we go to register, you can see all of the attendees. West Arctica has 5, Ladonia has 12, Pewasip, Nordale, West Two, Bodis, Crass, August Mortis, Fergus, Slobovia, Malasia, Flandrensis, Pavlov, Slojamistan, Shiloh, Ruritania, Sancrosia, Moontonia, Terra Excelsior, Grand Emirate of Rufinia, Sokovia, Technocratic Republic of Ethodia, New Gravitate, North Barchant, Galpa, Dracul, Obsidia, and Soundwind are all going. So that seems like a good amount of micronations, but a lot of them only have like 1 to 2 people going at a time. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Ooh, that's a lot better. Very cool. This will be perfect. We got a thing 3D printed. I don't want to unveil it yet because it's a part of a future project, but this is going to come in handy quite well. Okay, so we have a lot of different stuff being brought up just with how many attendees there are. But if we go to our calculator real quick, we can assume that there are going to be more people in these registered micronations, but there's probably not going to be a lot more. And there may be some people that drop off and end up not being able to make it last minute. So Ladonia has 12. Let's start with that. 12 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4. So that's 8. Plus 2 plus 2 plus 1, so 5, plus 7 plus 5, so that's 12, plus 1 plus 2 plus 7, so that's 10, plus 1 plus 3 plus 1, so that's another 5, plus 2 plus 4 plus 1, so that's 7, plus uh, 2 plus 4 plus 1, that's 7. So then 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3, that's 6, plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that's 8. Yeah, so right now, not including us, you have 78 people going to Microcon. So, let's round up and say that there's going to be 100, right? 100 people at Microcon. Okay. So that means, if you were to try and have like regional Microcon, you may get like 10, 12 people going to Microcon. And you're asking these people to pay like $140 a ticket, or at least that's what it was this year. So I really don't think you'd get a huge turnout if, there's going to be, if there's less, if it's a regional thing, people know there's going to be less people, so they're going to be less excited to go. I don't know about that. Um, but it is a good idea. When it gets to be like thousands of people, I think absolutely. Raz says, Raspberry Tea Man, the king got sick, so the prince took over for a bit, but the king decided he wanted to quit due to personal choices. He didn't believe too much in Tausania. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's really rough. How was the king decided upon in the first place if he didn't believe too much in Tausania? Robert said, Dad. I believe in you, Robert. Raspberry said it'd be too cool for other nations. It'd be cool for other nations too, but I'm not sure they would do that. Yeah, I don't know. I just hope it's in a closer area at some point. I also want to know how the like Microcon council gets put together or whatever, because I'd really love to like host a Microcon at some point. Tausania says, but right now the prince in Tausania is still the prince. Still, oh, very cool. Oh, well, it's better to have a leader who actually believes in the nation. Agreed. Robert says on r/CPUSA, and some people ironically said the best day ever, the war crime apology. Oh goodness, I'm sorry to hear that. Raspberry says the ceremony for becoming a king. Uh, Tausania says yes, I agree. He preferred when Tausania was Tausanistan. Oh, interesting. A lot of development and background for Tausania. Um, Tausania says it's more of a private corporation, but when Prince Roberto gets crowned, it will be public. Oh, interesting. Ari says, "Ooh, hey Ari, it's good to see you." Uh, Tausania says it shook the whole of Japan. Agreed. It was wild. Raz says weird how two people were shot. They were both leaders and they were both named Abe. Yep. Ari says I'm kind of busy because a community spread lies about a smaller community I'm in. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you can fill us in at some point. Telsania says, how will you feel if you meet Malasia and other big micronations? That's a great question. So I've never reached out to Malasia, but I heard, they're very friendly. I've seen a lot of Kevin Ball's stuff online. He seems like a cool guy. I'm excited. I think it'll be cool. I don't really know too much of what I would say. I feel like I've learned a lot about Malasia through, internet videos and stuff like that, but that's also not really what I would want to talk about is, spending a ton of time on like past stuff. Again, I feel it's strange because I would really, in my mind, want to talk about the future and talk about, this is what I want to do to develop micronations and all this stuff. But I also know that he may not be interested in that. He's a family man. He's somebody who has expressed that he kind of wants to keep Malasia at a certain size. And, he has a certain vision for it that I feel is different than what my vision for micronationalism may be. So I think I'm not sure exactly what I want to say to Kevin Ball. I'm excited, always a big fan, but I don't know exactly how to approach that conversation. That's one of the things I'm nervous about. But on top of that, I would say I'm excited to meet leaders of all micronations. Again, I feel like talking to Kevin Ball, I'm sure I'll learn something right off the gate. So I think that'll be something that I'm going in with is trying to go in with some stuff prepared about Aeternia in case people ask, trying to go ahead with kind of the vision and the concept that I want to bring forward and pitch to people, But other than that, I kind of want to go in as a blank slate. I want to be able to hear people out. I want to listen. I want to understand why people are there and what their interests are. And then from there, kind of formulate, especially after the first day, the way that I want to approach people and do different things. Because I feel like it's going to be on an individual basis. Chapuline says, I visit my micronation in Oaxaca in Mexico in August. Hey, very cool. Uh, Raspberry said Mexico. I've heard quite a bit about Mexico. Very cool. Huntia says, I think the best way to get attention from micronation is to tell local news stations because they get a cool story. Agreed. But at the same time, I think we've talked about this before in a previous stream. You should really figure out when it is best for you to do something like that. Because if you just, declare, oh, I'm gonna go on the local news, you really don't want that to be a one-off. You really don't want the local news to go, oh, you're like a jokey, funny thing, haha, me micronation, and then just throw you to the side. I think you should really wait and prepare to do something proper if you want to go forward to the news. Again, you don't have to, but that would be my best option because I think once you go forward to the news and you start doing that, there's an expectation that either one, you're doing something very non-serious, and so it's just kind of gonna flow to the back of everybody's minds and be forgotten about on the next news cycle, or you're prepared to do something else big in the next news cycle so that you bring back, some of that attention again and you keep the momentum going. I think when you do some big outward press conference like that, especially locally, it should be specifically to try to build to something bigger. And of course, that does build something bigger in and of itself, but you don't want fleeting attention. You want consistency. So I think there's something to be said for having pre-prepared developments going into that. Raz is a cool one-time story though. They won't be repeating about it all week like other stories. Yeah, absolutely though. But that's what I'm saying, Raz. I think like if you really, really prepare stuff and you're able to develop into a bigger thing, then you have that repeatability. Then you have that traction to say, hey, when you're announcing yourself first to the local news and they come to interview you or they come to publish a story about you, one of the things that you can say is, yeah, and next week we have even bigger, crazier thing. And then they go, oh, what? You're like doing a thing? And then, you can talk about that. So I think that's really important for keeping that momentum alive. Cutter said, goodbye, everyone. See you, Cutter Manislin. Thank you for hanging out. Robert says, I have a suggestion for Microcon. You can read the Odyssey to everyone. Ooh, so that's interesting. You could do like a kid's story time. Like everyone gather around, sit crisscross for story time, and you read the Odyssey. I would love that. Because, yeah, the Odyssey is a part of Eternian culture. I would definitely say we could have the Odyssey displayed in some way. I would really like to do that. Maybe an image of Odysseus or something like that. We may be able to print out, you could do like a little statue or something. I don't know. That would definitely be really cool to have some sort of representation of Odysseus and telling a brief bit of the story. I would love that. Um, ooh, you could do a thing where you have like a little like listening area or like you could set a thing where it's almost like a museum where it's like, oh, you put these headphones on and you can hear the story of like Odysseus or whatever and the whole thing right there. And you see the little thing and you see what's happening and then it's like, oh, Odysseus, da 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 da. That's really cool. Ooh, um, that's great. Um, Torrance says, AP, I'll DM you a customer review. LOL. Thank you, Torrance. I'm excited to see that. Again, I really want to see like your guys' opinions and ideas. I really liked that one though from Robert. Robert's bringing the heat right now. Robert was prepared. He said, "Ooh, okay, so that's what I want to add." One thing that somebody brought up: show off the Odyssey. Show off the Odyssey, maybe story time. Audiobook style, maybe. Okay, so then, so that's one. Okay, we got one solid plan moving forward. Torrance said he was DMing me a customer review, so I want to go and see if Torrance has that. I'm ready for it, Torrance. I'm ready for your review. Hit me with your best review. Okay. So Torrance hasn't sent that yet. Robert says, I have an idea. I was doing something. Hey, Robert, I'm excited to see your idea. I'm wanting to catch up with the comments because I know I'm behind. I'm about 9 minutes behind right now. Haunt says regional microcon. The closest nation to us is the United States of Kurban. Hey, very cool. I have talked to Kurban, I think, a little bit before, but I would love to see more. Raz says, I have some happy news. What is it, Robert? Excuse me, Raz. Robert said, what is it? Haunt says, in the USK is about 150 kilometers away. Oh, goodness. So it is a distance. Manu says, in the press coverage is anything like the last time or greater, you should be ready to answer any kind of question. Agreed. That's one of the things that I'm trying to figure out with it. The biggest thing that I'm concerned about is kind of the press coverage. With, I think more serious groups, I don't mind at all. You know what I mean? Like I feel less nervous about somebody like Vice News or whatever, like or like, a local news station coming in and interviewing because if they want to know about micro, they're probably gonna be like, why are you doing this? Like what's so important about micronations or tell us about your micronation or whatever. And then you kind of go into that. But the larger concern that I have is somebody coming in who's a meme. On one of the first microcons, it wasn't even that long ago. I think microcon like 2014 or like 2016 or something like that. There was somebody who went in, it was at like a local library, and somebody went in and they straight up like started memeing and like making fun of the people at Microcon. It was really weird. Like the dude ran in, it was like his personal YouTube channel or whatever, because I found the video. And he was like making jokes and like making fun of these people and especially like Kevin Boss stuff. It was weird. Like he was making fun of kind of everyone there and trying to be like a meme and be silly. I feel like that would be the thing that I'd be more nervous about and confused on how to respond. Because if you respond in a silly, joking manner, then it's like, oh yeah, but you're playing into their joke, which that may be honestly the best tactic. Like that's what a lot of people there did. But I feel like you should kind of be a little bit pissed. Like maybe if you responded real aggressively back and were like, no, you don't understand. This is a bike. Like get out of here. Like if you're not gonna take my nation seriously, I don't want you around me, type of thing. There were a few micronations that did do that, and I feel like that was an interesting thing. And I kind of respected it. Again, I'm not sure what the best response is because it looks bad from a PR standpoint to be like aggressive about it. But I also think you should stand up for what you believe in, especially if you consider yourself very serious. When people are, if you were raising money for an orphanage or whatever, and somebody came like making fun of orphans, you'd be mad. You'd be like, how dare you? I'm trying to do this for a serious cause. There are people out there who need this. This is something that a lot of people stand behind, and it's really, really important. And I feel like micronations are the same way. Not trying to equate micronationalism to, just honorably protecting orphans, but I'm saying that it's something that people believe in. I'm saying it's something that helps people. I'm saying it's something that can change the world. And if somebody's gonna just outwardly disrespect it and make fun of you like that, I think you should kind of come with some heat. That's just my opinion. And I don't know what I'll do on the day. Like it may be a thing where somebody comes and tries to make fun of us and I like flounder, but I really hope I don't. I really hope I can bring some heat. But I also don't want to be like, a hair trigger and be like ready to jump on somebody for saying a joke either. So it's a toss up. I don't know what to do. Raz says one of my dogs has a seizure, but he's okay now. Oh goodness, I'm sorry to hear that. They said he's 13 to 14 years old. That is a very old dog. Congratulations for having a companion that has gone with you for. It sounds like a good bit of your life. That's incredible, and I'm sorry to hear that they're doing poorly and they may be suffering right now. But I'm incredibly excited that you've had such a long time to spend with your loved one. Um, the Empire says that's good. Huntia said they should make a microcon in the UK, but there's a lot of micronations here. Agreed, but Huntia, I will say that's something that's kind of already done, right? There's like a European micro summit that like already exists. Telsania says, oh wow. Beer to Will says, tell Slajamistan that the CSBT loves them. Very cool. I will let them know. Raz says, I'm so happy. I just wanted to share. Telsania says, I agree, Hunty, and they would most likely do it in the capital, I guess. So yeah. Robert says, what is it? Telsania says, oh wait, never mind. Manu says, the general public approaches micronationalism in somewhat a humorous way, so get ready to hear and make a couple of jokes. That's the thing though just to keep a friendly environment, but that's the thing that I'm not sure about. Yeah, like I don't know if you like should be jokey or not. I think you don't want to come off. That's the thing that always messes with me too. There's a stereotype um, for uh, women where people say that like, oh, if a woman is like being hit on or whatever and she like and she isn't like jokey back or like silly back or whatever, or respectful to the person who may be being like gross to them, that they're like a prude, or they're like they're like mean or whatever, because they like respond in a serious way and like in a negative way. They're like, oh, that lady's crazy or whatever. I don't like that. I respect people who like stand up for themselves and who say like, no, 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 I'm not down for that. Like, this is a problem. So I don't want to be seen as the the mean micronation, or the micronation that's not a team player or whatever. But at the same time, I feel like it's gross to try and be one. I feel like you should respond honestly with how you feel. Torrance says regional micronations could be well hosted one day meet and greet event. Uh, it could be, yeah. I don't know how many people would show up though. Raz says most of the general public doesn't understand new things very well. Agreed. Torrance says AP after you return from Microcon, we could plan a regional Microcon. Um, I don't really know if I'm interested in that. Like I have my own interest in developing something similar, but I don't think I want it to be a Microcon. That's not the plan. I don't want to call it that. I don't want it to be like Microcon. I have a unique thing that I want to do. Tasania says, I try to, if you want to join in on that, you're more than welcome. I have plans for like another thing, but it's not like Microcon. Tausania says, I try to be professional as the Prime Minister of Tausanian Empire. If anyone has a question about our government, feel free to ask. We sure will. Robert says, regional microcons would be nicer. Benjamin says, hi, AP. Hey, Ben, how are you? Robert says, but I'm scared some of those regional microcons turning into kind of kid cringe fests. Agreed. And that's why I don't want to do like a microcon. I think that's the wrong approach. I really want to do something that is unique. It's not supposed to be a conference of micronations. It's not supposed to be, something like that. I have a unique idea. Raz says, if Tausani is an empire, why is the leader a prime minister? That's a great question. Robert says, when you see Malasia, I just remembered that canon effect. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, from their like war video thing. Tausani says it works a bit differently. The prime minister is a bit lower than the king. Raz says, oh wait, I forgot. You have a prince. So what is the hierarchy? Okay, well they're talking about Tausania. I'm gonna kind of skip down so that I can catch up with the comments, not miss everything because I am like still a few minutes behind. Um, okay. Uh, Raz says the way I have. Oh goodness, and now they're talking about that. Honey said gotta go. It's good to see you, Huntia. Thank you for hanging out with us. Any other micronation requires a background check for citizenship application. No, a lot of them don't. Rocky says, so when is Microcon? August 5th through the 7th in Las Vegas, Nevada. Rocky. Good to see you as well. Torrance, Tassani says, we do, Torrance. We have a forum that is nearly finished. Raz says, not yet always. Rocky says, because I would like to see what is going on there. Robert says, no firearms. Onyx says, Ayo. Raz says, then when the embassy for citizenship is formed, we most likely will. Very cool. Onyx says, I exist. We're glad you exist, Onyx. Thank you for hanging out with us. Torrance said, Tasmania, very good, even though it's Tausania. Rocky says, yes, you do. Raz says, currently we have tests someone has to join. Onyx says, I'm here. Manu says, you can try to stand up for what you believe in a non-aggressive way. Yeah, to some extent, but I think a lot of the time there's like a media approach as well. Like, yeah, if you're just sitting down and having like an open discussion with someone, yeah, you can take the time, or if you're in a debate or whatever, you can take the time to approach things logically and factually. However, if all of a sudden someone points their camera in your face and is waiting for like one blurb and then turns the camera away, if you start saying, well, I don't believe, and then they turn that away, then it just looks like you flustered, or it just looks like you floundered or whatever. I feel like if you say shut up, you're wrong type of thing, and you get more aggressive, then it's a thing where you don't have to push people, you don't have to touch people, you don't have to curse at people or anything like that. But if you approach it from a serious, like directly like angry way, then they may keep their camera on you a second and you can say what you want to say. So I don't know, I feel like you should kind of clap at them. I don't know. Rocky says, my next question is, where's this going to be? Las Vegas, Nevada. You can Google the Microcon website. Tasania says, fun fact, if you have a note on your criminal record, no matter where or when, you're not allowed to be a citizen. Oh, interesting. That seems like it's kind of a little bit of a closed-minded policy, because what if it's just like, a traffic ticket? Or what if it's like, yeah, I like went to jail because I was stealing food for my family to like survive because I was homeless and my kids needed to eat. Like I feel like there could be plenty of exceptions. Or I went to jail because I was like considered loitering because I was homeless and I just had to sleep somewhere. and I didn't want to get like mugged or whatever, or I was, counted for breaking and entering to like an abandoned building because I was homeless trying to like find a place to sleep. Onyx says hi, Manu. Talsania says, um, Raspberry says, I would have it major crimes because you could have an offense for running a red light. Agreed. Onyx says, hi, Manu. Torrance says, Tausania, would that be any crime? Raz says, murder and treason wouldn't be allowed. Tausania says, yeah, actually. Raz says, and real crimes in the country are reported to the police. Tausania says, yes, murder and treason can be fined and exiled. Oh, goodness. Syncritosia says hello. Good to see you, Syncritosia. Good to know that Aeternia will be at Microcon. See you there. Hey, awesome. Thank you very much. Is Syncritosia going? I want to hold up because they may be one that I passed up. I want to make sure that I see Syncritosia on the list. Syncritosia. Oh, yep, there it is. Principality of Syncritosia. One registered attendee. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and I'm excited. I'll see you there. Telsania says, "Hey, Principality of Syncritosia, I haven't seen you before." Agreed. If you don't know, we're the Empire of Aeternia. I actually want to reach out. That's one of the things I want to do. I want to try and reach out to as many, if not all, of the attendees of Microcon before Microcon, and just see what they say and see if we can kind of make some discourse beforehand, so that way it's not like, oh, you're running into a whole bunch of strangers. It's, oh, there's like a whole bunch of people who you've already known and gotten to know here. So I'm excited to see that. Robert says, sad, psych. Rocky says, my only two questions are when and where this can happen. I got you, Rocky. Secretacia says, hey, Empire of Tausania, longtime viewer, first time commenter. Hey, thank you very much. That means a lot. And I'm excited to see you in the comments. Like, I want to talk more and I want to learn more about Syncretosia, especially because as we move forward to Microcon, I want to get to know a little bit more about the people who are going to be there. I want to become friends so that it doesn't feel like lonely at Microcon. Are you going to be um, is this going to be your first time at Microcon? Raz says, hey, AP, how do you feel about the explosion of that stone monument? I don't know about an explosion of a monument. The attack on Monument, Georgia? Oh, Stone Mountain? Stone Mountain has a whole bunch of like slave owner faces on it. So if they blew up Stone Mountain, as long as nobody was hurt, that's probably a good thing. Hold on. Stone Mountain. Let's see. Ooh, did they remove the? Yeah, they didn't remove the Confederate statues. Hold up, Stone Mountain. Police searching for a woman they say tried to claim lost child that wasn't her, uh, hers at Stone Mountain. Um, yeah, I didn't see anything about an explosion at Stone Mountain. You'll have to fill me in. Um, Raz says, but the monument now has to be destroyed. The monument to Confederate slave owners. That again, I don't think that's a bad thing if that's what happened. But again, I haven't seen like, I haven't seen anything in the news about an explosion. Rocky says, like, if a guy got mad at another guy and built a tank out of a bulldozer and destroyed other house property, what? Um, Muhammad said, sorry, I was talking with my brother. That's wonderful to hear that you got to talk to your brother. Is he doing okay, still being in Afghanistan? Ugh, my voice is crackling. In Afghanistan, Raz says, I want to visit eventually, but now I never can. Those darned pathetic excuses for oxygen breathers. You wanted to visit a Confederate slaveholder monument. I don't know. Raz says, Muhammad, it's amazing to see you make it. Absolutely. Torrance says, I think they're referring to the guide stones. Oh, the guide stones. Hold up. Let's go into news. Oh yeah, the guide stones. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. So the guide stones, yeah, that was just like a thing. Like that was just a thing that a guy did. Yeah, if it was blown up, it was probably blown up by a conspiracy theorist, and that's like silly. So yeah, that does suck that that was blown up, legitimately. Like, well, I don't know though. I don't know though. It's back and forth because on one hand, yeah, it was probably blown up by like a weird conspiracy theorist. That's a problem. On the other hand, it was built by like a racist guy who like believed in like eugenics and stuff like that. So, I don't think it should have been a thing in the first place. It's weird that it was blown up, and it was probably blown up not for like a heroic reason. It was probably just for a conspiracy theory reason. It should have been taken down because it was like a monument to, not a monument to a racist guy, but it just had like a weird eugenics history. I don't know. They should have put it in a museum, is what it should have been. But whatever. Mohammed says, I'm in Tajikistan. Robert says, I feel you so much. In my timeline on sufficient velocity in other places, AP, they ask if you're real. Um, Timelines on sufficient velocity in other places, AP, they ask if you're real. Uh, Robert, I am real as I can be. I mean, I don't phase through myself. I'm not like a VTuber, but let me look up your thing. Robert, do you have a link? Like, can you send me a Discord link or something? I wanna see your thing if you featured me. I'm really excited. Principality of Sankar Tosi says, first time at Microcon, we already had the chance of meeting and engaging with some people who attend. Surely going to make the whole introductions process easier. Absolutely. Mohammed said, I got out. I'm proud to see that, Mohammed, and I'm so excited for you. We're excited, and I can't wait to see you there. Also, Sankratosi, to see you there. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm switching between Microcon and that. Mohammed, I am excited to see that you got out of Afghanistan. I'm excited to see that you're in um, Tajik Tajikistan, and I can't wait to hear more from you because I know that your family's still there. I know, like you said, you're talking to your brother. Your brother's still there. I just, or did your brother get out? I want to know. I'm worried for you, and I know that there's still a lot of people there that need your help. Tony says we're definitely planning to get to Microcon. Hey, very cool. Raz says, really, this is amazing. And Raz says, no, I wanted to visit Stone Mountain. Makes sense. Robert says, Stone Mountain should have been hit except Stone Monument should have been hit except Stone Mountain. Torrance says, the guide stones are more instructions than a deeper conspiracy, and I'm a conspiracy theorist. Makes sense. Fake Name says, Ave Imperator Optimism. Hey, very cool. Good to see you, Fake Name. Fake Name says, I'm glad you got out, Muhammad. We all are. Torrance says, there's nothing inherently wrong with voluntary study and practice of eugenics. I would disagree, Torrance. Telsania says AP's brother got out. Hey, that's awesome. Muhammad says I'm with my family. Hey, so your whole family got out. That's wonderful. Muhammad, what is your plan now? Now that you all have gotten out, are you going to continue to travel further away? Are you going to stay there and try and plant roots and live your life? What's the hope? Big Name says, well, at least when it just to highlight family features. Um, Tanzania says, I really want to chat with other micronations such as yourself who are fully invested in their own country. That means a lot. Thank you very much. Also, Sankratosia, I wanted to ask you, what are you preparing for Microcon? How are you hoping to develop? Are you going to give a speech? Let us know. Fake Name says, but look for ideal traits. It's horrible. Agreed. That's a problem. Robert says back. Hey, thank you for joining us, Robert. Mohammed said, I will stay here, try to find a job, and get to Turkey. That's wonderful. I'm excited to see that, and I wish you success in finding your job. Please let us know how it goes. Benjamin says, I'm looking to get 5 more citizens. Very cool. I wish you luck, Benjamin. That sounds like fun. And I know it's really tough to get citizens. Like it's not something that you can just all of a sudden up and get. So you always have to keep working and always have to keep developing to try and make that happen. So I wish you good luck, and I'm excited to see your journey in that. Torres says fake name as long as it's personal, your bloodline. What does that mean though? What does that mean? Also, one of the things again, I gotta keep thinking of ideas. Torres, I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that review. One of the things that I'm trying to figure out right now is okay. So we've got the Odyssey story time. We know we're gonna need. Let me let me copy this because I actually have another document that I've been doing this on. Sorry to turn my back to you guys. I feel like that's rude, but I want to. Yeah, list for Microcon display. Okay, so I'll throw that in there. Um, I'm trying not to show you guys too much of what's on the screen right now, so excuse me. I'm also going to show off like our Unity medal and stuff like that. Like I'll bring some of that. Um, I will probably bring some of our Imperial notes to try and sell if people want to purchase some of those. We're gonna have our flag. I would love to do again our sponsor display. If anybody doesn't have money but wants to go to Microcon or wants to have their nation shown off at Microcon, of course we're going to have our micronational map displayed, so that should be a big part of it. But actually, if you go to co-fi.com/Aeternia, you can actually support us on Ko-Fi. We actually just got a $30 donation recently from our friends at the Draconian Empire. So thank you so much to them. That means an absolute ton to us. If you can go over to their stuff, you will see. Let me see. We can get over to their stuff. We can get over to our commissions. It's $5 donating if you go to our commission section. We'll get you a brief thank you video, just me saying thank you to you for supporting us. If you choose to go through our commissions, if you donate $10 again through a specific commission on our Ko-Fi, you can represent your nation at Microcon. Give your nation's name and flag on our community panel to be displayed live at Microcon 2022. So we would be excited to have other micronations invest in having their stuff shown off. And anytime somebody comes by the thing, I'm going to be like, hey, and make sure to thank our sponsors because like they helped us to get here. Like $10, it doesn't seem like a lot, but if we got like 2 or 3 people, that would help to pay part of our ticket. So it would be a lot. It would help to pay us, for some of our food and stuff out there. We're really trying to like scrimp and save to pull anything we can to get there. So the more that you guys could help, that would mean a ton. If you give $15, we're going to make an exclusive Microcon video that may, at this point, go out to no one. We may just make the video and be like, oh, well, if people want to get it later, we may do that. But it would be $15 to get an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Aeternia's trip to Microcon. And then for $25, you could be in our Microcon speech. And then, of course, for $35, you could have your flag in Aeternia's Garden of Nations, which is going to be something on Vitae that we're going to have advertised out there. But most of the things for our commission section on our Ko-Fi page are specifically about Microcon. So if you guys are interested in having your nation represented at Microcon, it could be a good investment opportunity. So I hope you guys consider that. Torrance says, fake name as long as it's personal, your bloodline. Raz says, the veteran I know had to land in Turkey on his way back from deployment. Principality of St. Cretosia says, we have no presentation prepared, but we have a lot of stuff to bring. With the luggage situation in airports, it's going to be hard to make some choices to travel. Agreed. That's the same position that we're in. We want to do a lot of stuff, but it's like, what can you bring? What can't you bring? Bringing medals is going to be weird and difficult because, it's going to be a problem. So we're going to have to deal with a lot. Fake Name says, well, I only hopped in to say hi and would like to leave a like. I would leave the stream on, but my phone's battery is low. I completely understand, but thank you for hanging out with us, Fake Name. Raz says I'm going to go for a bit. I understand. I hope you come back soon. Robert says, my latest story was a mix of Paint It Red and Rumsfeld, like the U.S. turning into Venezuela state and ruled by the Workers' Party of America. Oh, interesting. Manu says, hi, I'm back. The battery died. Thank you for hanging out with us, Manu. I appreciate you coming back and spending some time with us. Tassania says, what should I do to make my micronation more neater, in your guys' opinion? Just a good question. Muhammad said, God. What happened, Muhammad? Robert says, now the Workers' Party of America isn't just one party, it's like 15 or so left-wing parties. Interesting. Robert says, so yes, you are a hero stopping a militia from blowing up TIFF. What? Interesting. Wait, hold up. So I'm against socialism in this description? I don't think that's accurate to who I am as a person. Robert says, so yes, and people are asking if you and TIFF are real. Yes, we are, but also... not I think it's weird because I don't know how I'd feel in that situation. I don't think I would be. I think I'd be against corruption or whatever, but I don't think I'd be fighting the like socialists or whatever, being like capitalism's the way. Like I don't know. I don't know if that'd be accurate. Mohammed says, I'm just shocked that I'm you all for spending time. We'll see you at Microcon. Um, Mohammed says, I'm happy. And that is something that I have been so excited to hear, Mohammed. That is huge. The last few weeks that we've been talking to you, last couple weeks, we have heard horror stories from you. We have heard some of the saddest things that a person should ever have to experience, something nobody should have to experience. And we've heard those stories time and time again from you. We've heard you going through the depths of just seeing the horror that humans can inflict on each other. And I think it's hard for anyone to say that they're happy in that situation. Muhammad, I'm so glad to hear that you're in a situation where you can say that you're happy and mean that, where you can, look forward to each and every day and not feel scared that your family is going to be attacked and murdered. And to feel like you can fight things from the outside and do good and try and help the rest of the people who are stuck in that situation. It's scary and it's something that's going to continue to go on, I'm sure, for years, but I'm glad you're out. I'm glad we told your story and are continuing to tell your story, and I hope that now you can continue to um, do larger and larger things to help that cause. I'm I'm so proud of you, and I'm so thankful that you are here with us, Muhammad. Robert says, and you stop them. Oh, very cool. Thank you, Robert. I'm glad to be a part of your story. It does mean a lot. Again, I'm curious to see, the context that I'm in, because I'd be curious to read that. But yes, I am real. I appreciate you doing that. Again, I'd be excited to read your story. If you can send me like a link or something. I think that would be really cool. On top of that, we're probably gonna bring some squishies to Microcon, maybe. United Republics of Enslavia says, "Where is Microcon 2022? Las Vegas, Nevada. It's in Nevada. It's in the desert." Which is one thing that I'm kind of excited about because, I have never been to the desert before. I've never been to Las Vegas. I've never been, to the West Coast at all. So, or it's not even the West Coast, but the West at all. I've never been to the West, so I'm super excited to see what all could be there. So far we have squishies, Unity Metal, pamphlets. I'm probably going to up those pamphlets because there's 70 something people supposed to be at Microcon. So we're going to go ahead and say you know let's do 85 pamphlets. Or, yeah, something like that. 85 pamphlets. Micronational map image, flag, sponsor display, metal ingots, fighting game. Yeah. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of cool stuff. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff. Excited for Microcon. Um, um, Robert says, but yes, my latest timeline is a Venezuela type socialist dictatorship in the U.S. So basically, the WPA to win, there had to be a second progressive area. So yes, the right wing collapsed. Oh, interesting. Anslavia says, damn, I can't come. Ticket from Serbia to Las Vegas is about $1,000. I can understand. The tickets for us are going to be pretty expensive as well. Not quite 1,000, but getting up there for sure. Mohammed said, haha, I've never seen a forest. That's awesome. Mohammed, I'm glad to see that. Uh, Goodness. That's incredible. That's incredible. I am excited that you'll get to see a forest. I hope you get to see a lake. I hope you get to experience a lot of the world, Mohammed. You deserve that. Tausania says, fun fact: the richest person in Tausania is George White, having a net worth of 250,000 of Tausania's money, I guess, which is amazing. Robert says, and can only escape by 35% of the vote. Oh, scraped by 35% of the vote. Oh, interesting. Still, very very unique. So then the people who are the good guys in your story, they're trying to bring back the right wing, or like what's the concept there? And Slavia says maybe someday it will be near Balkans. However, I hope you uh, uh, wish you the best in your trip and in your plan. Bye. Good to see you in Slavia. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And again, if you can drop a like, it helps us to grow the stream. Because right now, man, I'm trying to figure out what our best bet is. Mohammed said, "I will form my micronation." Hey, that's wonderful, Mohammed. I'm excited to hear that. That's incredible. I'm excited. Let us know more about it, and let us know what your uh, uh, you know how you plan to develop that, and what you would like to do. I think that's incredible. It really really is. Tasani says that would be cool, Mohammed. Absolutely, I 100% Mohammed says Islamic State of Afghanistan. Just copy and paste Afghanistan from the 1980s. That makes sense. I imagined it was going to be something similar to that. That's incredible. I wish you luck. I really do. I think your idea will become very popular, and I think a lot of people will support you. So I wish you good luck, Mohammed. I think you'll do well. Um, and I hope you enjoy the forest. I hope you get to have fun today. Um, Oh my goodness. There's so much cool stuff that we have that we want to do for Microcon. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us and supporting us. I just, mm, I I feel like today we have a lot more stuff to do. Again, I have a new thing that I need to try out. So I think right now I see we have two viewers. We have three viewers. We're slowly climbing back up, but maybe we can do a live stream a little bit later and get a few more people in. I will say our watch time hours have dipped, so we need to get them back up. As of right now, we are at uh, 3696. So we need to get back up into the 37s. But that's going to be a little bit difficult because I think today there was like a big dip of like 47 watch time hours or something like that. Tomorrow I think there's going to be another big dip of maybe like 20. So we're trying to beat like 10, 20 watch time hours today, just to make sure that we can kind of keep growing and keep developing. I'm sure this one will be anywhere from maybe 8, 9 watch time hours, something like that. But we can keep pushing. I believe in us. Tasania says, I'll be here watching. Thank you very much, Tasania. That means a lot. Robert says, and carry 10% win margin. Oh, interesting. Talking about Republicans or talking about the socialists in your book. I'm curious. I will say though, that's one of the things that we really need to continue to do is as we move forward, I want to make more content that shows you all exactly what we're trying to do to prep for Microcon, and I want to continue to update you guys on our plans and our ideas. So again, this is something that isn't going to be easy. I don't know exactly what it is that we should be what we should be doing exactly, but I know that there is a way to make it so that not only are we representing Aeternia at Microcon, but we're building a plan with other micronations as well. And that's ultimately what we need to do. So real quick, I want to go ahead and do maybe one more thing before we head out from stream today. And I think what that is going to be, well, I don't know. I'll save it for next time. Next time, what I want to do, first off, Muhammad said, I wish my mother could see this. I wish she could too, Muhammad. I think that a lot. Again, having my mother having passed, again, certainly not in the same way that yours did, but um, you know, having had my mother pass as well, it's something that I think about really regularly, and I hope that um, uh, I hope that she's looking down and supporting you. I'm sure she is, and I feel the same for my mother, knowing that we're doing things that are hopefully making the world a little bit of a better place. You especially, Mohammed. You're doing things that are helping not only the world but just your people. You're actively trying to survive, trying to help your family, and trying to support others who are trying to escape that regime. And I'm so sorry to hear that you've had to do that, but I know your mother would be proud. I think anybody's mother would be proud. So um, thank you for being with us, Mohammed. Thank you for sharing your story, and I hope you continue. Again, as you develop your micronation, I would love to learn more, and I would love to see how we can help each other to develop. Tausania says, having a family member pass is really hard. No, she's blind. Oh my goodness. Okay. Muhammad's educating us entirely. Muhammad, I'm sorry. My mother passed. Your mother is blind. Goodness. If she can't see though, still, maybe she can feel the grass and feel the forest. Maybe she can, smell the difference in the air. Maybe pine trees and uh, the the feel the dirt, the landscape is different. I'm sure there's plenty of excitement that she has for it. Robert says, and I'm so glad to hear that you have your mother as well. Robert says the AF only carries 25% of the vote. Um, oh my goodness. Muhammad said, but I did watch my dad get beheaded. Again, that's still a horrible fate. I don't know how anybody could, see that and still be even relatively okay. I'm so thankful again that you're here with us and that didn't just absolutely destroy you. I feel like watching my family members be beheaded. I don't know where I would be. I don't know what I would do. So I feel lucky for that, for getting to know you and getting to spend time with you. Robert says at one point there's a cigarette ban party. Oh goodness. Tassania says Jesus Christ, that's horrible. Muhammad says I'm sad that I left his grave there. I definitely understand that, Muhammad. I would be too, but I think I'm sure he's very proud of you and knows that you are doing that to help your family, and I think that's what he would want. I imagine so, and I would say that you now are bringing yourself the opportunity to go back one day and to restore his grave and to make sure that the place that his grave is no longer a war zone, is no longer a a fight for survival for others, that it becomes a place of happiness and of prosperity and of support for people just like you and people like the family he built. So um, I think you'll get to do a lot of justice for him in the future. Um, Robert says, with fourth Congress seats in New York. Oh, interesting. Tausani says, I'm waiting to be included in that map on Aeternia's website. Oh, thank you, Tausani. I appreciate that. If you applied for the map, I need to go and check it because I haven't filled it out in a minute. But yes, thank you so much for applying. We will definitely have to hit it up and get back to you. Once again, guys, I appreciate you all being here. I think the last couple days I haven't really been grinding on Eternia stuff, but I need to. So I want to make more videos. I want to make more live streams. And if you guys will support us, we will be here to continue to push all the way to 4,000 watch time hours. We're getting really close. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and I will see you in the next one. Eternia forever, everybody. See you guys. Mohammed, real quick, Mohammed said, anyway, currency is going to be Afghani country will be socialist. And so see you, Mohammed. Thank you for being here. Bye, Tausania. Thank you for being here. Now we get 5 viewers. Now that we're coming back. Oh, good. Everybody's like, yeah, I wanted to be here for the end of the stream. See you, Robert. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Tausania says, have a good day, everyone. Agreed. We might be back tonight. If you guys want a nighttime live stream, we may do something tonight. Let us know. I'll see you later. Peace, everybody. Money says, see ya. See ya. Torrance says, AP, are you doing a later stream? Maybe so. That'll be the plan. Mohammed said, bye, everyone. May Allah bless you. See you, Mohammed. We're going to try our best, Torrance, to do a later stream. So, yeah, I will see you guys there, hopefully. See you guys.